There's a lot of comedic drama happening in India right now.
Yes.
This started popping up on my socials because anytime somebody gets like canceled for a joke abroad, especially, I get tagged in like posts that have like lettering I don't understand. And like it's always something in the translate is like, oh, if you think this is bad. Right? Did you get those as well? It's like,
no,
you think this
first
is bad?
I got
Watch some Schulz stuff.
You gotta save your boy or something. And they added Ranveer Allahbadia, who I've mentioned on this podcast. He's like a big podcast.
That's Beer Biceps.
Beer Biceps. He's India's Rogan.
Oh, wow.
And so he's a big deal. He said, like, hey, I only started podcasting because of Joe Rogan. He's a sweet kid.
Respect.
Helped me get
and
to the
you did the pod with him, and that shit
I've done his
blew
pod
up.
in 2 episodes. But then there's this other Indian comedian, Samay, Raina. Very funny kid. He won like India's version of Last Comic Standing, but it matters over there.
Okay.
Joke writer, purist, like loves the craft. He started the show similar to Kill Tony, but he gives Kill Tony credit. It's a crossover of Kill Tony and India's Got Talent a little bit. It's called India's Got Latent. Latent doesn't matter. It's just like a play on the word talent. But the idea is not just comedy. You as a contestant come up, you do a talent. Before you do the talent, you give yourself what score you think you'll get on a 1 to 10. So if you are self-aware and you're like, I'm a 4, and we didn't like your act and we give you a 4, even if we thought you're a piece of shit and that's why we gave you a 4, you could still win. Because your score, it's not about who's the best. It's about who's got the most self-awareness. It's a really clever concept.
I just want to point out one thing.
That's dope.
Tony, before you get upset that somebody has, taken your show, I just want to point something out. This is very serious right here. India has taken Superman, Batman, every Marvel movie, every huge billion-dollar blockbuster movie they've made into Bollywood. And now they're doing it with Kill Tony.
And he's a fan, and he gives Tony credit.
But that's the ultimate sign of respect. Where an Indian cultural institution has taken your concept and ran with it.
My understanding is he's truly like, these people can't make it to India to do Kill Tony. Let's bring Kill Tony over here. And the show, it goes bonkers. I'm talking like, it's India, but like
it makes like $3,000 a year.
No, not dollars.
You deserve royalties on that.
Not dollars, but views, 20 million in ep. It's like fucking insanely big. It becomes a part of the zeitgeist.
Like the cultural conversation.
Samay becomes this massive star. He was already a good comic, respected, but now he's out of here.
Right.
One episode they're doing, and just like Kill Tony, he's got his guests who are celebrities. One episode they're doing, Ranveer Allahbadia, who's a sweet kid, asks the contestant a hypothetical. Hey, would you rather watch your parents have sex forever or join in to make it stop? Seems like a fun hypothetical. All of a sudden, there's this massive uproar. They're threatened with going to jail, legal issues. It's like getting FIR, I forget what that stands for, but essentially like we're preparing a legal case against you. Ranveer's parents, like people are...
So it's not even Samay?
Both are getting threatened, but Ranveer,
he didn't even say the joke.
No,
Ranveer said the joke.
And people who were at the taping said Ranveer, after he said it, checked in on the guy. He's like, hey, that didn't hurt your feelings. Which is like, you didn't mind that too much. That wasn't too bad for you, right? Checks in again after the episode. Hey, you're okay with that? The guy's like, yeah, it's all good. They keep in the episode. Suddenly it just becomes this massive case of how dare you put something that obscene in entertainment. India has the most violent fucking movies. There's a movie called Animal that came out in 2023. Great movie. It's maybe the most violent movie I've ever seen in my life.
But they're killing Muslims.
No, other Indians, which is a problem. Joking about Muslims is probably okay, but... And there's also, Indian comics have gone to jail for making jokes about like that are adjacent. A Muslim comic went to jail for making jokes that's like adjacent to Hinduism, and not even really.
So they're going through their comedy struggle, which happens in every country. Like this happened in America too. I understand things are going to be inflated there at a different level, and there's probably going to be more severe actions taken. But like, it's not to say that this isn't a common occurrence historically. Like there have been American comedians that got arrested for, what is it, the 7 deadly words or whatever it is.
7 words you can't say on television.
I'm not saying it's not potentially way worse there, but what I am saying is it is common that as comedy pops up in a country and you start to say things that the society or culture does not digest with great frequency. And a lot of those people not really understanding like the intention is to make people laugh. There is this knee-jerk rebellion, this knee-jerk reaction is oftentimes negative and punitive.
There's a lot of people who have no idea what stand-up is, and they're getting offended by this, but two things are different. One...
And sorry, they don't have free speech as like a core...
That is the second difference. First difference is, back then, they're not going to dox you. There's no internet. You can find out who Lenny Bruce's mom is. Ranveer is like, his mom is a doctor. People are pretending to be patients coming in and then like threatening and whatever.
Oh, wow.
Second difference is there is not a constitutional right to free speech. India's constitution, I'm going to fuck this up a little bit, but it's essentially like you have the right to make your speech and they have the right to get offended, and then we can kick it up to the legal battle and see what's going to happen. It seems like legally they're going to side against the comics and say the reaction toward them is not okay. You can't take violent action on your own, but these people should be censored. So that is where I'm not going to speak ill of the Indian government because I'm terrified of them. Whatever they, God bless. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever fear you have about Candace Owens, 100x. So, yeah, guys, hey, no ill will here.
That's not a knock on you, Candace. All right? Listen, we have a lot of fear, and we want to make sure that you keep on doing the great work that you're doing about the Baldoni case and also about Macron. Anyway, back to this.
But what I will say is freedom of speech is not a real thing in India. It doesn't exist like that. Right. So if you are a comedian, that's a real fucking issue. I don't know any solution other than get the fuck out, because they're going to pass a law. And I don't know if this is anything, I'm not speculating at all, but, keep my family safe. But they're going to eventually pass a law that is, you don't get to say what you want as a comic. We get to dictate what you.
What was the answer to the hypothetical?
I don't remember, but I think we all have the same answer.
You get back in there, right? You were in there once. You know what I mean? You go home. You go home. You end it, and then you're going to watch them forever?
I think you get desensitized after
I didn't think about that,
bro. That's the point. That move again? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know.
Watch it forever. Does that mean like every night that you go home they're doing it, or do you have to sit in the room forever? Because I couldn't sit in the room forever.
Sit in the room forever is not fair. You got to watch it once a day for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Nah, we could do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I go that way.
Absolutely. That's to me, that's the worst part of the hypothetical. We all have the same answer.
Yeah. And plus, my dad got a bigger dick than me and shit. Like, come on, I can't get involved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'd rather watch your dad bigger dick fucking your mom.
You worried about not pleasing your mom?
Oh, no. Bro, disappoint your parents again?
I know, bro. Shit.
Oh, that sucks.
No wonder why he
That's
left.
what's funny to me. We hear this on fucking public radio in America, and there it's unbelievable. How could you?
So they're taking it seriously. They're taking the hypothetical 100% seriously. They're not seeing that both situations are awful and vulgar and obscene. And the reaction they have is right. Like, yes, it's awful, vulgar, and obscene. That's why I'm asking it, because you have to choose between these two things that are horrendous, and you wouldn't want to do either one of them.
No, it seems like the Indian free speech law in the Constitution imposes restrictions on certain things like defamation, security of state, but also decency and morality. So now you have like morality police basically saying, hey, this violates the Indian law of
So yeah, to be honest, any law the government passes is not unconstitutional. Whereas here it'd be unconstitutional. It is a direct violation of the Constitution that is freedom of speech. It's pretty absolute. There it's not absolute. So if the government passes a law, it's on y'all for voting for it. Like the government didn't do anything.
And this is the perfect thing for them to step in on, because there are very few people that are not comedy fans that would be supporting questions like, would you fuck your mom so that your dad would stop fucking her every day in front of you?
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, we don't need this. Yeah. They don't realize the trickle down effect of that.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a very easy thing to get on board with if you're not a comedy fan. It's designed kind of brilliantly by the government, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's been plenty of other jokes that have caused an uproar.
Yeah.
I mean, you've told me this before. There have been comedians that got in trouble. Even Veer, when he came on here, didn't he get in trouble with something?
Yeah. He wrote a thing called Two Indias. It's like more serious, but he got in trouble for that. He got the FIRs thrown at him. They're threatening him with legal action. Like, and when people Indians ask, why don't you do a tour here? I hate that because I feel like I'm letting them down, but like, it ain't worth it. The risk reward is just not in my favor. So no, I'll do a pop-up show, maybe. Like pop into a spot even, but I don't want people there policing and looking for whatever, you know what I mean?
But the concern is not your life. The concern is your family.
My family's life.
Right? Because you could do a show and then it's going to be like an international dust up.
Yeah.
But they're not going to arrest an American comedian that's going over there because it's going to make them look bad. Now Trump gets involved.
Yeah.
You know him. That's the homie. He's been on the pod.
True.
So Trump's not going to let an American doing something that is core to our values, right, go over there, get arrested, and get locked up.
Yeah.
But he can't protect your cousins, your uncles, and all these other people.
Exactly.
Ooh, man.
They kicked Vivek out of there pretty quick. I don't know how much they come into his defense, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good ass point, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, but
like,
I'm riding on him. If it's America versus India, we'll win. I'm American to Indians, and I'm American
Yo, clip it.
to them, and I'm American to them if India's got a problem with me. Then I'm American to Americans.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to see the international reaction to Trump, though. Like, Trump has all these international fans, and I wonder if, like, some of the things that they believe that he's fighting against here, they hope that their government officials would fight against. Like, corruption is not a thing unique to America in any way, right? Institutional distrust is not unique to America. So when you brand around this idea of like, hey, we're taking down these corrupt institutions, you know, we're taking down these corrupt politicians, we're draining the swamp. Like, shit, every country out there is like, yeah, why don't you drain this swamp? That's the reason I'm broke, because that swamp is so fucking big. So,
bro, speaking of Trump and India, did you see him talk to this reporter?